Hi guys, just well, I hope it's going to be a brief video. I'd like to know how we're going to talk about 5G, and there's a lot of people banging on about 5G, and you can go on and YouTube and the internet and go and research 5G for yourself. Sorry about the traffic noise. The one problem I have, and I don't know anybody else that's spotted this, and this is what I'm going to explain briefly, is 5G. Apparently, what they're going to do is put up terminals or transmitters every 200 yards, right? Because 5G is so fucking weak that, to transmit it, they have to have transmitters every 200 yards, roughly speaking. Some say 500, some say 100, sometimes every 12 houses. But then 12 houses, if you live in a block of flats, is like 100 yards. 12... every 12 houses, if you live in a rural area, could be half a mile. That's not the point. The point is if 5G needs so many transmitters, which has been confirmed, and they need them for argument's sake, every 200 yards, call it 300, call it 100, whatever amount of yards you want, then how is it that 5G can be transmitted from space to the Earth? Lower Earth orbit is considered to be 100 miles to 1,200 miles above the Earth's surface. So please, pray tell, how are you going to transmit a 5G signal from 1,200 miles away, or potentially as close as you possibly can, which would be 100 miles away, from outer space to the Earth's surface? Because if you need to have a transmitter every 200 yards, how are you going to do it? How are you going to transmit it from space if you need a transmitter every 200 yards? I think it's called, what's the layman's term for it is called bullshit. Okay? We'll wait for that car to go past. So, the bottom line is this got nothing to do with the whole virus bullshit or the 5G connection or anything like that. But there's so many people online, on YouTube and on Facebook, Twitter and this, that and the other, talking about, the 5G connection. And the 5G connection, it's impossible. And I'd like to know in the comments section, I'd like to see what people think about this connection, because nobody's talking about it. Not a single person I know of. I've watched the David Icke videos. I've watched Conscious Resistance. I've watched, people I really admire on YouTube. James Corbett, CorbettReport.com. I've watched a ton of these people, and a lot of them keep going on about how this 5G signal is going to be transmitted from space. But if space is 100 low Earth orbit, look it up for yourself. If low Earth orbit is between 100 and 1,200 miles away from the Earth's surface, how do you transmit a 5G signal from that far away if at the Earth's surface you have to have a transmitter every 200 yards? How do you get a transmitter every 200 yards from 120 miles away? Or 1,200 miles away? Sorry for that. Another car to go. So the Earth's low Earth orbit is between 100 miles above the Earth's surface and 1,200 miles above the Earth's surface. So how are you going to transmit a 5G signal from that far away if you need one on the Earth's surface every 200 yards? I'd like to see some, people's answers in the description. Pop them in the comments. Do you know what I mean? Just let me know what you think, because sorry, another car. Just let me know what you think, because that doesn't add up. And I have every respect for people like David Icke and the Conscious Resistance and James Corbett and people like that, and I've got, a ton of respect for those people, because they put out a ton of brilliant information. And I'm not saying all of them are suggesting this, but literally the vast majority of people in the alternative media are suggesting that there's loads of satellites flying around, beaming 5G down to cruise ships and this, that and the other. And it just can't physically be possible, because the very same people who are suggesting this are saying that, 5G has to have, a transmitter every 200 yards to beam it into people's houses. And if that's the case, then how the fuck are they going to get it from low Earth orbit down to the planet? It makes no sense whatsoever. So I'd just like to put that out there, and feel free to comment in the comments section, because that makes no sense whatsoever. I'm not saying these people are wrong or right. I'm not saying I'm right or they're wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying, use your noodle and wait for that car to go past, and just think about it, because it makes no sense. If 5G needs a transmitter every 200 yards to transmit a signal, how the fuck can it get from low Earth orbit, which is 100 miles away minimum, and maximum 1,200 miles away from the Earth's surface? How are they going to beam a 5G signal down here if they can't run it 200 yards from two telephone poles? Think about it. Alright guys, I hope this finds you and all your families well. I appreciate all your support, and I'm going to try and knock out quite a few videos over the next few days, and as much as I can, because I don't think my channel or myself will be around much longer. Alright, take care, much appreciated, love to you all. Just wait for that car to go past. And that car to go past. And just like to say thanks. I mean, just, when I started my channel, I had like 30 subscribers, and I was doing audits and stuff like that, and I'd love to get back to doing audits, but because that's my passion, it really is. But under the current climate, It's obviously not going to happen. So unless I want to get arrested for filming a fucking hospital. So it is what it is, but, you know, will anything be the same again? I very much doubt it. Once these people take away your rights, they're not going to give them back to you. It's as simple as that. So, will things go back to normal? I very much doubt it. So just bear that in mind. Another car. I'm always in a noisy place. It's either aeroplanes or cars. But it is what it is, guys. You know, these things basically do not add up. If a 5G signal needs to go every 200 yards, how the fuck are you going to beam a 5G signal from space at between 100 and 1200 miles above the Earth to a fucking cruise ship? Makes no sense whatsoever. So, leave your comments in the box down below, and we'll go from there. But I hope this finds you and your families well. I really do appreciate your support. The last 2.5 years have been a massive learning curve for me. A massive learning curve for some of my friends and other YouTubers. And, you know, I can't thank you enough. So, yeah, just leave your comments, because I can't understand how that works. So if anyone else can, and bring David Icke on, I'd love to interview David Icke about how he thinks that these 20,000 satellites are going to go up in space to beam 5G down to the Earth when they can't even knock it 200 fucking yards. You know, much as I like David Icke, and I agree with a ton of what he said, I can't agree with him talking about beaming satellites, beaming 5G down to the Earth. So it is what it is. Alright guys, so I've got some other videos coming soon, so keep an eye out for those. Alright, I hope this finds you all well. Stay safe, my friends. Look after yourselves and your families. All the best.